Hey, hi, hello everyone. Hope you guys are doing good. This is really difficult to do with a toddler and a dog who refuses to listen, but all right, nonetheless. So, the book that I'm talking about today is a very interesting one. It talks about how all the habits and behavioral traits that have got you till here are in the same ones which would get you to the top, right? So, it's called What Got You Here Won't Get You There. It's by this person called Marshall Goldsmith. All right, it has a bunch of really good things that you could take away, but what I felt was highly pertinent was 20 habits which he calls out that one ought to stop doing. Right. So before we get to that, if I have to kind of summarize this entire book in one sentence, the key takeaway is that as you grow in your career, it is your behavior more than your technical skills that separate the ones that make it to the top from those who don't. All right. And the author highlights behaviors that you should stop doing, and these are the ones which are holding you back from the top. And stopping toxic behavior doesn't require arduous practice. All that is required is to stop doing what you have done in the past. It's like creating a to-stop list rather than a to-do list. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to read through the 20 behaviors that he has highlighted, and what may help is if you were to identify what you do amongst this. All of us do, right? I had a bunch of this which I do at work and otherwise, and try to be cognizant of that and not do them, right? So let's go to that list. All right. So the first one in that list is the need to win it all, whether it matters, whether it doesn't, or when it's even totally besides the point. That's the first one. All right. The second one, adding too much of value, this overwhelming desire that we need to add our 2 cents to every discussion there is. All right. The third one, passing judgment, the need to rate others and pose our standards onto them. Next one, making destructive comments, sarcasm or biting comments that we falsely assume makes us look sharp. Doesn't. Okay. Next one, starting with no, but, or, however. So the overuse of these negative qualifiers, the author says, secretly say to everyone that I am right and you are wrong. And try avoiding these three. And I've been trying to do that. It's really difficult, and you realize how many times you actually use no, but, and however. So that's a good one. The next one, telling the world how smart we are, and this constant need to tell people that we are smarter than they are, right? The next one is also interesting, speaking when you're angry and using emotional volatility as a management tool. Okay. The next is negativity, or let me explain why this will not work. Okay. The next is withholding information, the refusal to share information to maintain an advantage over others. This is something I feel very strongly about. You never grow when you withhold information. It's always better to increase the size of the pie. Right. The next is also very pertinent as you are looking at growing as a team. The failure to give proper recognition, the inability to praise or reward. The next is kind of related, claiming credit that we do not deserve. Okay. And then you have the next one is around making excuses, all right? Excuses for things that have failed, excuses about what you haven't accomplished, making excuses in general. The next is clinging to the past, deflect blame away from ourselves and to events and people from the past. Okay. The next one is also interesting, playing favorites. Not done. Then you have a few more to go. Refusing to express regret or admit that we are wrong or how our actions are affecting others. Okay. The next is also interesting. You come across this multiple times. Not listening. It is the most passive, aggressive form of disrespect to our colleagues and to even our friends and family when you do not listen to them. Actively listen, rather. Okay. 4 more to go. The next one is failing to express gratitude, which is the most basic form of bad manners. All right. The next one is punishing the messenger. They're just bringing you, communicating the message, right? There's no need for you to get angry with them. The 19th one is passing the buck. They need to blame everyone else but ourselves for something which has gone wrong. And finally, the last one, the excessive need to be mean. All right. So that's the 20 which he's listed out. A lot of these we may really do without being aware of them, and that's the purpose of this exercise. Do note down the 20 and figure out which of these are applicable to you, and try not to do them. All right. So I hope this has been useful to you. This also has a bunch of other things in the book which is very very useful to you if you're kind of starting off your career, or even at the mid-management level. So I do recommend this book. I'll probably end with something, one of these quotes from the book. All right. So he says, we all have dreams, right? And some dreams will always elude us. And the key question isn't whether we have achieved all of the dreams. The key question is whether you tried. Are you finding meaning and happiness right now? Yeah. All right. You guys stay safe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.